Perfect.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. Hopefully, it's always time to make this money. Hopefully my audio's good. Everything looks good. All right. Moving on. Let's get on with the show, guys. Red. Oh my gosh. Sea of red. This is when you watch videos. You go to different websites. You study. You save your money. Can you make money right now? Yes, of course. It's just a lot harder. It really is. So what's causing all this? Well, we had several weeks of nothing but greens. 14%, 22%, 55%. And now it's just kind of cooling down. Right now, the market's not looking too great. We have a bunch of, and I'll get to that in just a second. We're talking about the PPIs and the CPIs, but we'll get to that in just a second. But the meme coins yesterday were pretty green. Today, having a bit of a pullback just because yesterday they were green. We're gonna go over that as well. We do have Floki up 4.3%. Dog with Hat is down 8.8%. Pepe is up almost 3%, but nothing too amazing. Bonk down 2.7%. Nothing too amazing. But let's see what's going on. What's going on in the market? Well, today we did have the PPI come out, and it was higher than expected. Now, what is the PPI? Well, if you come over here to the little file, you click on this, it tells you what the PPI is and why it's important. Oh no, this doesn't say why it's important. It just says what it is. So with this one, it is the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. Let's see here. Source change series calculations formula. Okay, blah, blah. All right. So this is the producer price index. Now, what we'd love to look at is this one, the CPI. This one's important. This one, it just says since it's above the forecast, this is saying that things are costing more to produce, costing more to, manufacture and everything else. Why is this important? Well, if it's costing more to produce, the goods are costing more, then this is inflation. This is inflation, and this is what the government is trying to battle against. We don't want inflation. We want the inflation to come down. Well, how do we do that? Well, we stop buying. So this is all supply and demand. So I'm going to show you this part right here. Tomorrow is when the really important stuff comes out. This is the core CPI. Come over here to the little folder, and then it tells you this is the food and energy prices account for about a quarter of the CPI, but they tend to be very volatile and distort the underlying trend. The Federal Open Market Committee usually pays more attention to the core data, and that's what this one is, the core CPI. So do traders. Now, why is this important to traders? Well, I love this because it actually tells you consumer prices account for a majority of overall inflation. Everything is tied to inflation. Inflation is important because rising prices lead to the central banks to rise the interest rates. Out of respect for their inflation containment mandate. So if price is going up, in which, it increases the inflation, the banks have to increase their interest rates. So it's just hurting the people more and more. Now, what helps with inflation? Well, when we have, let's bring this up, when we have the unemployment, if this goes up, let's come over here to the folder. Now for this, why is this important to the traders? Although it's generally viewed as a lagging indicator, the number of unemployed people is an important signal of overall economic health because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. So in order to reduce inflation, we need the unemployment rate to go up. Why? Cause and effect. If you don't have, because right now, even though the inflation is going up, people are still willing to buy. They're still willing to pay all these prices at a higher price, maybe getting further into debt, but they're still paying it. Now, if the unemployment rate goes up, well, now you're not going to be buying all this stuff. You're not be going on vacations. You're not going to be, buying a living room set when your set is okay and you can deal with it a little bit longer. Because of that, it just kind of trickles up. So if you're not buying from the department stores, from the furniture stores, from the vacation places, well, if that comes down, well, then they don't need the employees. They can cut the hours, So now instead of full-time with full-time benefits and everything else, well, now they may reduce it to part-time. Now, granted, this kind of like going to the extreme, but this is how it correlates. So now instead of doing full-time, now they do part-time. Or if you're part-time, maybe instead of doing 4 days, maybe they'll do it for 1 day. Maybe they'll need you 1 or 2 days. Or maybe they don't need you at all. The the spending for that business has been reduced so much that they don't need you. They'll put you on the, the callback list. So now you are unemployed. Because you're unemployed, well, now you can't buy all these things. So it's just a cycle. So this is how everything correlates with each other. Hopefully all that made sense. The PPI is important. This is saying inflation is up. The core CPI it's funny. I mentioned this yesterday, that the core CPI is actually removing coffee from its algorithm, I guess you can say. And I believe coffee went up 89%, if memory serves me correct. It went up 89% in the last 9 months. That's a lot. So what the government is doing is they are saying, whoa, that's going to make our numbers look bad. Let's go ahead and remove it. Let's just remove it. We don't need it. Let's just remove it from the core CPI. And that way our numbers will come out probably as forecasted, or maybe even, or hopefully it'll come out to the forecasted amount. Now, if that happens, then the markets are great. The markets are great. Now, if it becomes higher, if it goes higher than expected, then what will happen is like, the economy's not looking good. Let's pull back on our investments, and let's just hold our money. So that's going to be bad for the markets. So this is why it's important, and this is why the government is taking out the coffee from the equation. Like, how messed up is that? Oh, we're in debt. Let's just print more money. Oh, we're going to have a bad core CPI. Let's just take out coffee. It's ridiculous. It really is. Let me come back over here to the chat. Let me see the chat. What's going on in the chat? Lots of chat. All right, good stuff. All right, moving on. So this is just some information as far as the market. Now, tomorrow, I do believe the market will be better because these numbers are going to be fudged. And for the people who don't know that the numbers are fudged, or that don't really look at this, they're just going to see the market's going good, it's bouncing off of support, you're entering your trades, etc., etc. So once again, the core PPI and the core CPI, very important to what the market makers do. All right, moving on. So as discussed, Roaring Kitties return. Let's see here, checking some of the chat really quick. Let's see. If you made money on GME, go you. I'm keeping my FOMO in check. Nice. Yeah, same here. I didn't get into it. I mentioned it yesterday in the chat, or in the live stream, and I think it went all the way up to like 100 and something percent. We're going to check on that one too. So definitely, yes, please smash the like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I give you everything that I know for free. I show you how to make money on this channel. I show you the realistic part of trading. I don't do none of this, it's funny, the members call it retro mentorship, where I show you what I would have done after the fact. Oh, it went up. Yes, definitely. I would have bought here. Oh, it went down. Oh no, I wouldn't have entered because there's bearish divergence. Now I'm looking for something. No, I'll show you what I would have done at that moment. All right, so here, Joe says, hey, now just finished my video. 4 hours. Did you watch the live stream? Did you watch the live stream of me calling out the my former employer? It was a crazy one. But back to this. We're gonna go over some news really quick. We're gonna go over some charts that we've already gone over, and then some other stuff. Let's see here. We got Disclosure Crypto in the house. What's up, man? What is up? So happy you guys are here. So happy you're here. Roaring Kitty returns, triggers a meme coin surge. Now, this one was posted earlier today. Now, it did the surge yesterday. Yesterday was the surge. We saw that. We mentioned it yesterday. Today, not so much. Can it continue? More than likely, because what they're doing for, especially the GameStop stock, say that 3 times, say that 1 time fast, that is actually putting it to the man. Because right now, I believe it's GameStop, and which is GME, and also AMC. Both of those combined, they have cost the hedge funds, the people who are doing shorts on them, $5 billion with the B, $5 billion. The last update was about an hour or two ago. So this is the retail, which is us, taking it to the man, So it feels good. It feels really good. And of course, they're all mad right now. There was one, I saw a tweet where it was, some old white guy, on some news channel, just really mad, saying, why are y'all doing this to the wealthy? All y'all do is just sit home and collect checks, this and that, blah, blah, talking about government checks. And it's like the nerve of this dude. I wish I had the clip, but I didn't even look for it. I saw it on another channel. But so that's all I'm gonna say about this. It's really good when we can stick it to the man. It really is. All right, moving on. So this one right here, this one is saying that GME stock, and this is funny too, because what is happening now, it's a massive 38%, and it's has more than doubled since yesterday, to short it. So it costs more to borrow, because that's what you're doing when you're shorting. It costs more to borrow. The cost to borrow is the interest rate paid to borrow shares and short the stock. And it's costing more than it did yesterday. So they're basically trying to, I guess, protect or prevent stuff that happened back in the last one. I think it was 2020, 2021. I believe it was 2021. Where they kept on buying higher and higher, shorting, higher and higher, shorting, higher and higher, shorting. And, it caused a lot of heartache for the wealthy people. So here they're actually charging more to continue the short. So this actually helps out the people who are doing it long. So good for everybody who's doing that. Granted, I'm not doing it. It's too risky for me. See, Cryptos Are Us. I mentioned this earlier, 15 hours ago. Said someone is trying very hard to drive Bitcoin down. I don't know what time frame this is. I think it's a 5-minute time frame, where you can just see these big wicks, and then they got bought up, and then dumping again, bought back up, dumping again, bought back up, dumping again, bought back up. So in the volume, I talk about volume. I have a very, very intensive video when it comes to volume. I strongly recommend y'all watch that. This is a video that will change your thought process on volume. So you go over here to videos, and is it videos? I believe it's videos. I think it's this one. No, that's a recap. It's a video on volume. Oh, right here. Watch this before your next trade using volume. So very important. Watch this video, guys. It is, it's 21 minutes. But it'll change the way you trade. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It'll have you look at volume in a completely different way. If you don't want to invest 21 minutes, then I'm going to say it. You don't deserve to make as much money as everybody else. There, I said it. I speak the truth here, guys. I speak the truth. I don't sugarcoat anything. Some people don't like it, and some people really love it because they know that I'm going to steer them straight. If you want everybody in it, I watch a lot. I know I'm getting off track already. I watch a lot of other YouTubers. I watch a lot of people who do TA, a lot of fundamental analysis, technical analysis. And it gets me so upset that all these people, and they have a lot of people watching them, all they're doing is regurgitating what their mentor taught them. They're not thinking for themselves. They're not asking why this, why that. And it's very, very upsetting that this new batch of people coming in are going to be learning from them. And they're going to get, now, they will get wrecked, yes, but will they make money also? Yes. Why? It's a numbers game. That's all it is. It's a numbers game. And pretty soon we're going to get to the point where it's really, really easy to make money. Now, granted, if you know all these tricks that I show you, you're going to make more money, because now you're actually asking why. All right, moving on. I don't want to harp onto that. So here we have volume spiking up, price coming down. I go over this in that video and I explain what volume is. All right, so now let's go over some coins that we were looking at. Now, this was a coin that was kind of shilled in one of the groups I'm in. I'm in a lot of groups, guys. And price was way up here. And I said, no, it has to break up below, above this level. It needs to break this part right here. This is where I would enter. And it came down 46%. Checked it the next day, down 72%. But if you were to use the methods that I show you, here's a high. Here's another high. So more than likely, I would use this high. So we would come over here. We would do the horizontal line. Now, granted, I don't want this coin. This coin is very high risk. But what you would do is you would enter once it breaks this level. Sure enough, here's where you would enter. Let's say you enter here. And I don't do the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. And yes, I said woulda twice. Whereas, oh yeah, we should have done this and you could have done. No, this is what I show you. This is how I show you to trade. So if you are looking at this coin, you know, more than likely you entered right here, maybe went up to 50%. Take profits on the way up. 30%, take profits. 50%, take profits. 75%, take profits. Oh, it didn't go up there. Started coming down, started dumping hard, sell. Last one would have been selling, maybe let's say 10%. You sold it. Now, what do? Now you have this level. Just rinse and repeat. Came down, started coming up. Possibly could have entered here, but I probably wouldn't have. Entered again. Now, what happened? Now it just came down. I would have entered. And that's one thing I show you guys. I show you what I would have done at the moment, not because I see that it came down or up. I tell you what I would have done at the moment. Here, I would have entered and I would have lost, let's say 15, 20%. But because I made money here, I'm still up. So here, once again, based off of the way I trade, I would have entered and I would have lost. And it's okay to lose, guys. It's part of the game. You're not going to win 100% of the time. But whenever I show you this, now I am positive, if you were watching anybody else, they would say, well, here, you know, I wouldn't have entered because of this long wick reversal. Baloney. I guarantee it. If it would have went up, yes, I would have entered right here because it did X, Y, and Z. I guarantee it, guys. I guarantee it. Watch, just watch. You'll see. All right, moving on. This one, I believe the price was here, I guess. And based off of the price action, my plan A was come down. I didn't even do this plan B, drawing this out. I did the circle for plan B, but I didn't even draw out the pattern or what I think might happen. So here I said the price action, due to the strength, it's losing the strength. And I've shown this multiple times to where that's one thing that I do. I look at the strength of the move. I look at the momentum, and everybody else is like, oh, well, here's the low volume node, and here's the fixed range volume profile, and here's the whatever reactor, and just fancy names. No, I can see it. I can see it's losing strength. Could it have come up? Yes, of course, 100%. But what we do is we trade off of probabilities. You know, do you have a higher probability that's going to go up or down? And based off of what I teach and based off of what I show you that it's losing its momentum. And sure enough, it broke it, came down to right around the area. Look at this, guys. Man, I can't make this stuff up. Look at this. Right to the point where I said that it more than likely will start curving up. Start doing it. Does that mean that it's going to curve up? No. It means that it's curving up right now or starting to curve up. It could. And what we have to do is we have to go every day that passes, prints out more candles, 4-hour candles, 15-minute candles, 1-hour candles, whatever candles. The more time that passes, the more candles to print. The more candles to print, the more data we have to see what might happen next. We don't know what's going to happen, but what might happen next. So for here, we see that it came down, and now it could possibly come up, like we said here. And then I even drew a circle. So I'm expecting, because of these levels, guys. Oh, can you see that? Yeah. Because of these levels, I'm expecting it to go into, find support somewhere here. Sure enough, it's finding support right here. And all this is I show you how to locate all this stuff on this channel. I have no secrets. I give you all the information. All these other YouTubers, all these other influencers, they hold those secrets tight. They hold it really tight so that you can pay them $99 an hour for mentorship. That's what they do. For me, I want to make you money so that you join my VIP. I don't want to say, oh yeah, I'll show you all these stuff, join my VIP, and then you join the VIP, and then let's say you don't like it. Let's say for whatever reason, you're gonna love it, but I'm just trying to do hypotheticals. Let's say I post 20 charts a day, and you're like, whoa, that's way too much. Well, you know, on these other groups, it's already too late. You already gave them the money. Here, I post very minimum charts, and I still haven't posted charts, guys. I can't remember the last time I posted a chart. Market's not ready. I don't want you sitting in a trade. Now, granted, based off of the stuff that I show you and the stuff that I teach you, can you enter trades? Yeah, I have many members that are entering trades and showing their profits. They're killing it, killing it. But for me to show it for the group, it's just too high risk. So I'm just waiting. You know, right now, I'm telling everybody, watch these videos. Watch the videos that I've done. Take notes on them. Post your charts. Let me review your charts. And enough of that. But still, all these other groups, it's just ridiculous. So here is our level. And look at this, guys. I could not have even planned this even more perfect. Once it breaks this level, the candles must close. Granted, we're on the 1 hour time frame. Candle must close. Once it closes, we enter. Now, if it does come down, not to worry, because let's say it comes up, we enter and it comes down. Not to worry, because now we have this level of support, which hopefully it gains support. Let's say it doesn't. Well, we have this major level of support. If it breaks this level, sell. Sell. If it, of course, comes up, then of course you enter again. You know, you add to your entry. And that's the benefit of this, is you're always adding to your entry. Realistic says, Joe is the man with the plan. I've done this. I've done this thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Like, I can see the momentum. I can see if it's good to enter a chart without even charting. I can see all this stuff. Now, does it play out all the time? Nope, sure doesn't. Why? If you're so good, why aren't you very, very successful on your trades? Because we're trading against people. We are trading against people. People are very emotional. Something happens in the world, something happens, a conflict or anything, people freak out. You know, we get the CPI data, the PPI data, people freak out. So what I do is I mainly just look at my levels. I treat each trade for its trade. That's it. So give you a heads up. All right, moving on. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's go to this. This is some news I was just looking at. OpenAI introduces, I'm going all over the place. I should have done this earlier. OpenAI introduces GPT-4o model. So there's a GPT-4 already, but now they have an O. Promising real-time conversation. So basically, they're just saying it's going to go faster. It's going to go faster. So getting the human level response times and expressiveness turns out to be a big change. So instead of having to wait multiple seconds for a result, it should be almost instant, if not instant. Now, we were talking about this yesterday in reference to being careful when it comes to scammers. I believe it was yesterday or the day before when we were talking about scammers. Now, AI is so crazy. You have AI-powered social engineering. And before, I was very careful when you answer the phone. I never say yes, because what they can do is they can record that, and then they can play that part back when they say, Would you like to go into a timeshare? And then they play back, yes. Is it okay if we use your credit card? And they play back, yes. So I never say yes on the phone. So just kind of give you a heads up, but that's beside the point. Here, they can do videos now. I mean, you've seen it on TikTok and, you know, YouTube and everything else. They can do videos now with AI. Everything's with AI. So just be very careful. If you get, and I mentioned this also, I have multiple email accounts. Each email account goes to something different. One to my bank, one to my exchange, one to my other exchange, one to my newsletters, one to places I sign up for. I think I have like 12 emails. I have a lot. And then of course I have multiple wallets and everything else. I'm very, very careful. So I know that if I get a email saying, oh, your exchange has updated something, we need you to log in, and that's not my exchange, I know it's a scam. Or let's just say that is my email for the exchange. I don't ever click on the link. I go to the actual website. So just be very careful, guys. Hey, we got Matt Young in the house. What is up, Matt? What is up, buddy? So that is that. And then of course we talked about this earlier. Roaring Kitty, stock, GameStop, stock. Okay, moving on. So yes, definitely check out my channel. Definitely subscribe if you're not already. And of course, volume. Watch this video, guys. I know it's a little bit longer than most of my videos, but I have to give you a bunch of stuff that people normally teach you. So it's very important as a mentor, as an educator, as a teacher, to not just tell you this is it, this is why. No, you have to understand what it is. So that's what I do in this video. I show you from websites what the definition of volume is and how traders use it, because it's very important to understand how other traders use volume so you can identify how they trade. Then I show you the actual way to trade with volume. So that's what I do, and that's why it's so long, but it's got a lot of great information. All right, moving on. Let's come to Bitcoin. We're looking at Bitcoin. Man, if y'all have any coins, guys, let me know. If you have any questions in regards to trading, in regards to indicators, in regards to anything, let me know, and I'll give you my thought process on it. So here we go. We were talking about this. We had a plan A, plan B. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. We go over this every single day. Plan B was up here because I was pretty sure it wasn't going to go up. I mean, it could have. I was pretty sure it was going to go down. And the momentum that I thought was going to happen, where's it at? It's right here. So the price action was right here. It was looking good. It went up. It was here at resistance. And then the price action was right here. Came down, looked like it found support, started coming up. But why did I say that? Here's my path. Why would I say that it would come down to about here, which it did, find support, which it did, come up to around this level, which it did, and then potentially come down? Well, reason for that, and I could have been completely wrong, reason for this is because, well, we had a really nice run up and we were right at resistance. Could it have broken up? Sure could have. Then we would have gone with plan B. But this is the thought process that I have. Now, in addition to that, every single day we've been going and looking at this just a little bit closer. And I know there's a lot of squiggly lines. Let's go in and just hide this one. Hide. And let's take off our moving averages so we can see this a little bit better. Okay. So here, when the price action was right here, did I think it was going to continue coming down? No. Here I did. Here I thought it was going to come down, get rejected here. This is actually in the 1 hour time frame. So when the price action was here, I thought it was going to go up, come down, get a bearish retest, continue down. Well, instead of going up, it came down, went up, did the bearish retest, did it again, and then broke up. So this is why we're always taking in this data. And just because I have this, that doesn't mean it's set in stone. It'll do this until it doesn't. It'll do this until it doesn't. So just kind of give you a heads up. Then it came up here. Then this became our new level of resistance when the price was here. I said more than likely it'll come up to this level. It doesn't have to go straight up, but it did kind of go sideways, which I kind of show that here, sideways, and then up to this level and then come down. And then sure enough, started coming down. Now I did say we could have one or two things happening, but I'm still going with plan A, which is coming down, and all this stuff can be verified. Now, granted, am I doing this to flex or anything? No, it can either go up or down, guys. It can either go up or down. This is not me trying to flex or me trying to say, oh, look, I know what's going to happen. No, I don't. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just reacting to the current information that it's providing for us. Now, if you ever enter a trade and then you exit, and then, because it was at resistance and it wasn't really doing anything, you exit the trade and 3 days later it goes up 80%, do not kick yourself in the butt saying, man, I was in that trade. I should have stayed in it. If I would have, it would have been 80. That I call the syndrome. That is the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda syndrome. Yes, I said woulda twice. Don't do it, guys. You don't know if it's going to go up. You don't know if it's going to go down. You based your decision off of the information you had at that moment. Same thing, that's what I do here. It bounced here, rejection. I'm saying, okay, so now it could either continue to fight against this resistance, come up, continue, or continue our thought process, which it continued our thought process and it's continued to come down. So today, what is our thought process? Well, because of the core CPI tomorrow, I believe it's going to go up. However, do I think it's going to go up first before the CPI meeting? Based off of what I see. Okay, so it's coming this way. It broke through this level, really easy. Resistance. This is a really hard level for it to break right now. This is a key level. 63.2 is very important. If it breaks this level, now it's a very strong support. What do I think is going to happen? I think it's still going to come down. I'm trying to look for the bullishness, even though I know tomorrow's going to be bullish. I think it's possibly going to do this, then break that, come here, do this, and then maybe by this time it's tomorrow, and then we go up. So I'll do maybe this to show maybe tomorrow. Nobody knows. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to catch up on some of these some of the chats. If you're in here, guys, put a number 1 in the chat. If you are in here, put a number 1 in the chat. I would like to know who is here. And if you haven't already, definitely smash the like. Definitely smash the like. I greatly appreciate the likes. You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. I'm telling you guys. All right. Let's see here. Going down the list. Yes, indeed. What's up, TradeIntuition family? TradeIntuition family. Let's see here. Realistic says, caught 40% W with MYRO last night. Nice, man. And just now caught another 30% win with MYRO. All with 10x leverage. Dude, you're killing it. Absolutely killing it. Love it. Let's see here. Realistic says, I'm only doing scalp trades. The market is too volatile. Yeah, it is. Let's see, I used the new GPT yesterday. Nothing major in my opinion. I haven't used it yet. That's the one you have to pay, I think, $20 or $25 a month. I haven't used it yet. I plan to, but I haven't used it yet. Let's see here. We got Grant in the house. What's up, Grant? Appreciate you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Realistic says, could you look at scalp trade with MYRO? Yeah, 3-minute chart looks like positive Adam and Eve. Okay, cool. So let's check that out. So that's one thing that I do is, let's go to YouTube, see, we already stepped out. This one went all the way up to 166%. Get out of here. And then, of course, came all the way down to the 9 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. So if you didn't sell and you sold right at this lowest point, you got still 18%. Always remember, take profits on the way up. We got Crypto 420 in the house. What's up, buddy? Let's do MYRO. And this is, I'm assuming, USDT.P. MEXC. So I believe you're doing futures with this one. Okay, lots of sideways action. Now what I like doing is I like looking at the bigger picture first and then zooming in. We're gonna zoom in. I don't do the 3 minute, but we'll do the 3 minute. Lots of sell pressure. Lots of sell pressure. What's up, Chevy guy? Appreciate you for being here, man. Let's see here. So right now I'm just getting my levels. I'm looking for support resistance. I always do candle body closes. Okay, and right now I was determining, and one thing too that I love about this channel, and I've never seen any other channel do this. I give you my whole thought process. Right now I picked this area, and then as soon as I picked it, it's like, oh wait, maybe it's this area is a better one. And what I did is I ran my eyeballs across the screen. I said, nope, I have more touches here, more candle bodies or wicks that touch this level. Here we have a few, you know, we have 1, 2, a wick. Let's see here, over here, we have candle bodies, a wick. We can actually do it. Since we're going to be so zoomed in, we can actually do that one too. So let's do it. But if we were just doing a regular trade, I would pick this one just because we have more touches here. We got Peter in the house. What is up, Mr. Peter? Let's see here. And we'll do another level. Since we're doing leverage, we'll do another level here. We have stops here, stops here. So now let's go to a 1 hour time frame. And now we zoom in. Lots of buys and sells. Ouch. Very volatile. We do have... No, we don't. Jono in the house. Let's see. Lots of... this one, it's lots of buy pressure, lots of sell pressure. Not like in this one right now for a leverage trade. Very, very high risk. Just because it could go either way. Okay. So I do like this. 15-minute time frame is showing us that it's curving. It broke through this level. Kind of zooming out a little bit. We got a double bottom. Okay. Oh, and I see your Adam and Eve. Okay. What else do I see? This is a really good, strong support level right here. But it doesn't even matter because we're way up here now. Okay. So, I mean, this looks pretty healthy to me. You know, we had a bounce, and right now what I'm doing is I'm looking at the whole momentum, the way that the candles are forming and what they're doing. So we have a nice double bottom here. That just means that there's a lot of support right in this area. 5-minute time frame. Oh wait, we said 3 minute time frame. Okay, so if I was looking at this trade at this moment, I would have had my level right here, and all this is just rinse and repeat. I would have had my level, and I know what you're thinking, like, oh, you're just saying that because it went up. No, this is the level I would have picked because of these stops. See all these stops? And then once it broke this level, then I'd enter. Right now it's up here. It had this run up. It can continue going up. It's more than likely going to get rejected right here. So I would do, well, let me see if it breaks this level. So let's play with this one. Let's see if it breaks that level. Here is my next. This is my level that, okay, so I guess I'll use these. I normally don't use yellow. Can I use a different color? I already have white there. I'll do white still. I normally don't do yellows. This one I'll do as an orange for my alert. Oh no. Let me take off the word alert. That way I don't. Okay, I'll just wait, because what could happen, once again, nobody knows. What could happen is it could come up here and come down, and then if it breaks this level, we're looking for it to come down here. I don't think it's going to break the level though, because we're showing a lot of momentum. And you might say, oh, but you're overbought. I buy overbought all the time. I don't care about that. Like all these indicators that other people use, I don't use them the way they use them. So let's just see what happens. And me personally, I like doing the 15-minute time frame. So this is different for me. I like doing the 15-minute time frame. I rarely do the 5-minute, but usually I do the 15-minute. Let me look how the 15-minute looks. Okay, no, I still like my level. I was gonna see if I can move my level down here. I still like my level. So let's go back to the 3-minute time frame. Now, in reference to the Adam and Eve pattern that we were talking about, this would be the Adam, and call it like that, and then this would be our Eve. That is not fully an Eve yet, but it needs to break this level in order for it to be an official Adam and Eve. Could even be a little bit lower, but we'll see. Questions, comments, concerns, issues, let me know. So right now I'm actually waiting. I'm waiting for this because once again, it could come down. Let's see here. Oh, I can't read that. Oh, but I can. See, Grant says, Joe, when trading leverage, what determines the amount of leverage you use? Well, depends on how much I can lose. So let's say, and that's a great question. I love that question. So let's say I put an entry here, which personally I wouldn't. I'd have to wait to see what happens. Let's say I enter right now and I want to have a stop loss underneath this level, which is a lot, which is really good. You know, bunch of support resistance levels here. So if it does come down, I have a lot of opportunities for it to bounce. So because I want to put my stop loss down here, I would do a 2x leverage if I only wanted to lose 10%. I would do a 3x leverage if I only want to lose 15%. If I'm okay with losing 25%, I would do a 5x leverage. Now, another thing that comes into play whenever I determine what amount of leverage I want to use, let's say I'm going to do, let's say down here. So let's say I want to put my stop loss underneath this 200 SMA on the 3-minute time frame. Well, here, shoot, I can go 10x. I can go 10x leverage. Maybe even 15x leverage. Because I'm only willing to lose 15% of my investment. Now, another thing that comes into play, so that was 2 different ways. Another thing that comes into play is depending on how much money I put in and the amount of leverage I put based off of the stop loss, how much money am I willing to lose? I always look at losing as the option when trading. You know, most people don't put a stop loss and they don't care until it's too late. Oh, it's down 30%. Oh, it's down 45%. Oh, I'm just going to sell it. And then you sell it at a huge loss. Here, the plan for me, depending on how I'm trading, I have to have that stop loss. So if I put the stop loss and it's going to cost me a lot of money, more than I'm comfortable with, then what I'll do is I'll either reduce the amount of money I put into the trade, or I'll reduce the amount of leverage, or I'll reduce the amount of stop loss. So whenever I'm looking at trades, how much money can I lose? So I'm not sure if you caught that in the very beginning. The very first thing I did was down here. So I'm willing to lose 10%. I'm willing to lose 15%. So whenever I look at a trade, I'm always looking at the loss, because the wins are great. Shoot, I can do wins all day. The losses, I can't do all day. I'll do 2, maybe 3, and that's it. Like I can't afford it. You know, if you have endless amounts of money, yeah, you don't care about the losses. Whatever. Me, I do. I care about my losses. So the first thing I do whenever I'm gonna set up a trade, whether it's a regular spot trade or a leverage trade, how much am I okay to lose? I have to be mentally, financially, and emotionally prepared to lose that amount and be okay with it. And if I am, okay. If I'm not, I change it up. There's sometimes where I go full degen, where I'll put in some money, I'll throw a 50x leverage, and I don't care if I lose that amount of money because of the amount of leverage I'm doing and the type of trade I'm doing at the time. But if I care about the money I'm losing, no, the first thing I do is how much can I lose? See, Jono says that mentally of being willing to lose is hard. It is, but you have to do it. Like that has to be the very first step when you're doing a trade. How much can I lose? And that determines too, how much you put in a trade. This could be a regular spot trade. And let's say you're going to do a 15% stop loss because your mentor is telling you 15%, but your mentor is only trading with $100 and you're trading with 100,000. That 15% of 100,000, it's a lot of money. That's more money than his $100 or my $100. Let's say I'm doing a chart and I put a 15% stop loss. It's just a suggestion. This is what I'm doing based off of the money that I have in the trade, based off of my comfort level on how much I'm willing to lose. So if I only do $100 in that trade, I'm okay with losing $15. But if you do 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, that may be way too much for you. You might have to put it to like 3% for your stop loss. And then it's very important to always scale into a trade. Very important. Because let's say I entered here, which I wouldn't, but let's just say I entered here and I wanted to trade total of $100. I put all my $100 in here and I go and I get stopped out. Crap. I just lost 15% because I'm doing 3x leverage. I just lost 15% of my $100. Or I could put a little bit of money here and see if it goes up. And if it goes up, then I put a little bit of money in and maybe it retraces and then it bounces and it breaks to the level again. And then I put a little bit more money in. So I'm actually scaling into the trade, because what will happen if I entered here, came straight down, boom, I lost 15% of a little bit of money. Let's say I entered twice, but not all of my money, and I get stopped out. Well, I only lost 2 entries at 15%. So hopefully all that makes sense. Realistic says scaling in is crucial with leverage. It is, man. I did not know this trick, and I've asked several mentors. They never told me that they were scaling in. They never once told me. And then I remember when I talked to a trader who was very successful in leverage, and I asked him, I said, dude, like, how are you getting these amazing gains? Like constantly, like it's not just once or twice, it's like constantly, how are you doing this? And he goes, oh yeah, Joe, well, you know, I look at this and this and this. So everything that I've taught him or that he's picked up, this and this and this and blah, blah. And then, you know, I'll enter here, I'll enter here. Now, you know, just before my liquidation, I'll put another entry and another entry, you know, as long as I can. I said, whoa, wait a minute. What was that last part? He goes, oh yeah, you're like, I'm always adding to my entries, or I have lower entries so that I don't get liquidated. I said, dude, that's genius. You know, granted, I've done that before without realizing what I was doing. Because like with me before, whenever I would scale into a trade, I would always have my entry here and then an entry lower, just in case. You know, just in case. And if it didn't hit and went higher, well, then I'd add on the retrace. But I would always do that, and it didn't occur to me that on leverage trading, that is vital. Like, you have to have multiple entries. Now, granted, every time you have an entry, you're paying those fees. So that you have to take that into account. And the higher leverage you have, the more fees you pay. You have to take that into account. But I was like, man, I never thought of that. So now what I've done was I would enter, and let's just say I enter this one. Once again, I wouldn't do it right now. I'd have to wait. But let's just say I did. I'd have an entry there. I'd have an entry here, just in case it wicks, you know, below the 200. And then I'd have an entry, you know what, way down here, because my stop loss is right here. Yeah, those look right. So those were my entries would be. And if, let's just say this one, and I shouldn't be, if you don't know how to trade, guys, this is a disclaimer. If you don't know how to trade, do not trade leverage. You will get wrecked. I'm just so used to teaching and training, I completely forgot that I'm showing this on the YouTube live stream. I don't like showing people how to trade leverage if they don't know how to trade, period. If you don't know how to trade, you will get wrecked. I guarantee it, 100%. If you don't know how to trade and you're trying to make money really, really fast, the fastest way to do this is go down the highway, roll down your window, and throw the money out the window. Because that's what you're going to do. That is literally what you're going to do. These people that are here, they're in my group. We do leverage setups in the VIP and everything else. And this is, you know, certain things that we talk about. But if you do not know how to trade, don't do this, guys. You will lose your money. And of course, none of this is financial advice. Let's see here. I trade leverage only to scratch the itch of, yeah, same. I love leverage. See, Grant says, I don't scale in on leverage. Definitely will now. Always help to ask questions. Oh yeah, definitely. Ask questions, man. Ask questions, definitely. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. What else? That's pretty much it. Just that. I'd scale in. I always scale in. But when I was asking that guy, and he was telling me, like, oh man, like it never dawned on me to do that. Like, granted, I would do that like on my regular trades, but as far as leverage goes, man, that makes so much sense. Once I did that, changed the game for me. Changed the game. And then yeah, only use tiny amounts. Only use tiny amounts. Don't expect to get rich. Could you make a lot of money? Yes, definitely. Can you lose a lot? Yes, definitely. I know how to trade. I am a very, very good trader. I'll tell you that right now. I am a very good trader. And do I lose leverage? Yeah, sure do. Why? Joe, why? You're so good. You know what's going to happen before it happens. You've shown us multiple times where you think it's going to go and it goes to the T. Why aren't you a millionaire on leverage? Because we're trading against people. We're trading against people. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. It's just probabilities. We have a higher chance that it might come down. Might. But it could. Somebody could start buying this right now and it go up. It could be posted on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, and it could go up. But for me personally, I look at all this stuff. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. So give you a heads up. Let's see. Really says, sorry, Joe. I want to ask scalp trades on the stream. Yeah, I'll forget, dude. I forget. Like, oh yeah, I just go with it. It's like, oh yeah, this and that. Yeah, but I prefer not to do scalp trading or like talking about how to trade futures, just because so many people are gonna get wrecked. But questions, comments, concerns, issues, let me know. See here, really says, I wonder if MYRO is going to flag. It could. I mean, it could have done a bull pennant right here, but then it broke through that level. Now it's coming down. Good stuff, guys. Oh, and we're at our time. We're at our time. So, did I know it was going to come down? Nope, sure didn't. It could have gone straight up, but in this case, it did come down. If I was entering this trade, which again, I wouldn't. More than likely, what I think is going to happen is it might come down to this level. I don't know, though. it might come down in here and bounce up, or maybe even bounce up from this level, but I would hope they would come down a little bit more though, just based off of all this that I see. And then once it breaks this level, then I can enter the trade, knowing that this level right here may cause it to come down, creating a double top. So that's what I'm looking at. That's all I got, guys. I do thank you so much. Of course, we do this every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to tune in daily. Also, make sure you're checking out the Twitter posts that I do. Here's my links. So definitely check that out. And I do thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, now the awkward looking down. 3, 2, 1. My name is Joe. This is TradingIntuition. I show you, oh my gosh. I show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms or pattern memorization. I make trading not as hard. Trading is only as difficult as you make it. It really is. It really is. I show you how to simplify stuff. And that's all I got. I do thank you. 3, 2, 1. Bingo and a bango. There it is, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Appreciate you every single day. And yeah, make sure to reach out in the VIP group, and we will continue this. If you like, we can continue the MYRO. And I did thank you. DJ, put some music on for about 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1.